Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at BOOshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, BOOshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at BOOshakalakapodcast. Everybody, welcome back to the Booshakalaka podcast. My name is Tiffany, and I'm joined with my co-host Pierre.
Welcome, Jay. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have you.
No quote? Let's get a quote, bro.
We have no quotes
on my court.
No, your presence is a quote, and we are happy to have you back. The fans have missed you. They keep asking, like they asked me about you the whole time you were gone. It's just such a blessing to have him back.
I highly doubt that, but I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys. I miss being on the pod. Keep in mind, I was on vacation, but I was thoroughly keeping up with the pod, listening to Tiffany's lovely voice and Pierre's slander.
Slander?
My name.
I don't. What? You must have been listening to something else. I don't have another podcast. I'm not sure what
my armpit is in my vagina.
I don't think anyone said
or
that.
Or my vagina is in my arm.
Well, if you want to admit that for the public, then absolutely. No. I didn't want to give it. We don't give away medical information, but if you want to
stop speaking ill on my name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When I'm not here, if you want to get the jokes off in my presence, do that. I was in Japan. I was in every app. I was on a lovely vacation. Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Nara, Mount Fuji. Okay? I wasn't in rehab.
Did you meet Saraku?
No. Who is that?
The girl from The Grudge.
Oh, I was like, I don't know who that is either. Oh,
I did not meet the girl from The Grudge, but I did meet the girl from The Ring. I went on I went to this place in Tokyo called Joyopolis, and it was like this interactive live action ride that they do there, and it was The Ring. I guess The Ring in Japan is something that's like Suikoden. It's completely different name and all that. But
it's called Ring. It's called Ringu.
No, this was something else. But it was The Ring girl. The video. Maybe it's just the name of the ride.
Yeah, but that's interesting. Because it's Ringu.
They locked us in a locker. Whoa. And then the locker tipped up, and then we saw the girl like walking outside. It was insane. The Japanese, they do horror differently. They do it better. It was just, I did so much. But
the number one question: how was the bullet train?
Not overrated. And respectfully. I mean, I'm sure the Japanese are like, yeah, it's just a train. Like, why the hell are y'all trains so slow and messy and nasty? But it was just whatever. I mean, it was definitely lightning fast going from city to city on that thing. It was just like you blink and you're there.
But he's back, y'all. He's back, and we are reviewing 1987's The Lost Boys. The synopsis is the film follows two teenage brothers who move with their divorced mother to the fictional town of Santa Carla, California, only to discover that the town is a haven for vampires. I can get with that. It's not, I mean, it's not giving away too much, but I mean, it is what it is. I have seen this movie before, long ago. I've even seen some of the sequels. We're not going to get into those. But yeah, I was a fan.
The Tribe.
What numbers is that? 4?
I think that's number 2.
Okay, I don't remember. But the most recent one I saw was 4, and
Jesus.
It had a great intro song, kind of like this one. I felt like we were watching Bad Boys 2 and not The Lost Boys. As many times as they played this damn song, actually.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Okay. Because I was like, I was watching the movie, and then I was like, oh, that song sounds good. I've heard that before. Meanwhile, it's the same movie. Okay, it's the same song in the movie. Okay, yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
great song.
Wasn't mad at it at all. Pierre.
Well, what I wrote was we start the movie off with annoying queers on a carousel. So we get a young Kiefer Sutherland. Okay, this movie was interesting to watch because you see a lot of young actors, young in 1987, but I'm like, how did they get so old in 2020? It just felt jarring because I was like, these people are old. In 1987, They should have been way older. It was weird, but maybe it's because they were white. I don't know. But yeah, we get.
I don't understand. I think they were probably like 26 and 27 in real life, portraying 18-year-olds.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I'm thinking of them because I'm like Kiefer Sutherland.
But also, it's a thing though. It's definitely a thing that kind of like skips generations. Like if you look at like the NBA back in the 80s and early 90s, these were young dudes, but they looked old as hell in the face. That was the thing. I think millennials generally just kind of keep their youthful appearance.
Because how old was Michael Jordan in Space Jam?
I
thought he was a 40-year-old man. I thought he was a 40-year-old.
Kiefer Sutherland was 20. It's because I know why you thought that. Because he was bald. Literally. That's the only reason why you thought that. Because being bald usually comes with old age. When we were young, I thought everybody that was bald was old as hell. Just it didn't matter to me. You were old. That's the only reason why you thought that. But Kiefer was actually 21 in this movie. He looks way older than 21. Yeah.
Okay. All right. R.I.P. Wait, no, he's alive.
He's still alive.
Okay, Donald. I like Donald. Yeah. Okay, I like Donald.
Shout out to Kiefer though. He's still out here. He's still working.
Nah, ever since the call, I ain't been fucking with him. He scares the shit out of me.
Which call?
Remember,
like
payphone. No, payphone.
Phone booth.
Phone booth. There we go. When with Colin Farrell, that shit scared the hell out of me.
I don't think I've seen that.
But so yeah, we start off with some queers on a carousel, and they start a fight with this random guy, and the police come up. They're like, "Hey, leave the boardwalk because there's this huge fair on the boardwalk." That was not the police.
That was Paul Blart. Let's keep it real.
It was just a little boardwalk cop. Nothing crazy.
It was.
I mean, he had a stick, so I just.
He had a baton.
You need more than a stick in messy, nasty ass Santa Carla. He was just a little security guard. That was it.
I didn't even realize this was the fake place because I thought they were saying Santa Clara, and I was like, oh, like the show Santa Clara Diet. But apparently, no, that didn't exist. But
so that show is called Santa Clarita Diet, which is a real place in California. And Santa Clara is a real place in California. It's near like San Jose.
Okay.
And they have like a boardwalk fair type of thing too. So yeah, it was based off the city of Santa Clara.
Why didn't they just name it? Okay.
Santa Carla. I don't know. Copyright. I don't know.
Yeah. So I just call them the bad boys. They end up leaving the fair, and then later on, you see a mysterious murder happen, and then we get the title card and all of the actors in alphabetical order. You can tell it was an old movie. Then we're met with a mother and her two sons, Michael and Sam. I do not know the mother's name. I just wrote down mom. I didn't hear them. Lucy, great. Another Lucy. So Michael and Sam, I don't know, give me something. I have nothing.
What?
They seem like they have a very great relationship. Something I've never had with
their mother is so nice. Like she was just so
she was a great mom. She's so soft spoken and
she has terrible kids.
I mean, granted, she doesn't have a job. She's recently divorced. She has to move in back with her parents, but she's got a great, pleasant disposition about herself.
Yeah.
Sam's a happy-go-lucky little kid. Mike he's teetering on the line of angsty, but
I wrote down open-minded. I wrote down beautiful face, stupid. He was very dumb.
Like Michael was stupid?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes, I think he was stupid. We'll get to how he's stupid. The people
Santa Carla looked a little dusty. A lot dusty, actually.
Like the B-roll. The B-roll made it look. No, it didn't. The B-roll made it look like there were just shirtless men catcalling women. I don't know. It was just,
Well, let's go back to the mother. Nice woman. Grandpa read her down. You're the only woman I know that didn't improve herself by getting a divorce. God damn.
Wow. Grandpa might be the best character in this movie.
Yeah, he's very
Grandpa
eccentric.
Is the best character.
He was very eccentric. Yes. He was like playing dead when she arrived. I was like, what the what kind of movie are we getting into? But he seems to be doing very well for himself in his little car.
And Grandpa's house, it was clearly built off of just sticks and twigs. Like the entire movie, it just seemed like it could just be like just huff and buffed and just blown away. The shit was just all crickety rickety, but he made it work, you know. Root beers and double stuffed Oreos.
It was nice inside.
I like Grandpa. Grandpa was,
I like Grandpa.
Was it?
Now, what's his name?
No, it's time to go back to the boardwalk. His name was Grandpa. It's time to go back to the boardwalk because there's absolutely nothing else to do in Santa Carla. Nothing.
Murder capital of the world.
Carla. Murder capital of the world, which I don't believe.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I did like that little, they setting it up. Mike's, he's just kind of, he looks back at the board and it's just like murder capital of the world. What's going on? That's enough to freak me out and be like, I want to go back to Phoenix.
But they call it the murder capital of the world, but it should be the missing capital of the world because all we see are missing flyers. There's no, we don't have any like big stories about so and so was found dead. So this person was found in the woods mutilated. We don't see any of that. So I think it's like the missing capital of California or whatever. But anyway, we're back at the boardwalk, and what the fuck is this? Please.
Trash.
Well,
Fabio, John Cicada mixed with give me somebody else, Luis Fonsi. I don't know, and he was so oily, and like the music didn't fit the aesthetic. I didn't know what was going on.
I still believe.
I didn't know what he was saying. It was rap. It was whack. And the party goers, the way they were jamming to it, I'm like, you wasn't this.
I'm gonna nerd out throughout this episode. Bear with me, guys. There is a tie-in comic book that is a sequel to this movie. That character comes back. The Fabio. He's a vampire hunter.
Oh, come on.
He's a legit character that the Frog Brothers team up with to continue to hunt vampires. And his saxophone case is just full of like stakes and shit, and just,
of course,
it's just insane, man. But I like that song it's silly, it's 80s, it's catchy. This was a swan song goodbye to like 80s rock hair bands and just eccentric music, MTV generation type stuff.
Yeah, they put their hair in a ponytail and move forward with their lives.
Right. So the whole family.
Wait, please, let me one more thing. Let me get off my chest about this scene. We see our star girl, literally star. The way that he was smitten with her, I don't know. Maybe it was because she was a vampire and he was attracted to that.
I thought
cute
it was just
girl.
She looked like she had a Cher-esque to her. I thought like that was it. And then she had the blown out hair. That's all. I was like, well, maybe it's because she looks like Cher. That's literally what I was just like. Maybe
she had a little sex appeal. She was at the concert, just kind of going hard.
The obsession.
She wasn't. Now come on, she wasn't Liz Taylor. Like, I mean, it just
no. But
let's keep it real. Your mom is no Sharon Stone.
But she gave him the eyes. She gave him the eyes. He caught the look. He was like, you know what? I'm about to get in my bag and I'm gonna go holler. That was it.
He was very creepy. He was
just left his little brother.
I would be like, can I help you? That would have been me in public if somebody was staring at me that long.
Horny, angsty teenager. He doesn't know anybody's. The first girl he sees gives him the look. I'm going after that.
So the mom goes and she's at the boardwalk and she's trying to get a job because she needs a job. Sam is going, he goes to the comic book shop and that's where he meets Edgar and Alan. This part pissed me off because they were staring at him and they were like mean mugging him. And just the instinct to me was be like, who the fuck you like, what you looking at, bitch? But he doesn't ask them that, as he should have. Did they explain why they were staring at him like that? Like they were just like, oh, and
I'm gonna assume because they knew.
Oh, because the way he dressed,
he looked different. Yeah, he was like super preppy California kid. Like
he didn't look preppy to me. He was wearing terrible clothing.
He had on a blazer. He was
preppy for the time. He was preppy for the time.
Yeah, and so they try to chin check him, but then he's like, oh, bitch, let me tell you about this Batman comic and how it should, and how you got this all disorganized, how you don't know how to do a job. I thought he was gonna get a job before anything, but they kind of just become cool. I thought they were gonna offer him a job because I'm like, that's usually what happens in movies now. Like they're like, oh, you know how to do my job better than me. Here you go. but they're just like, oh, okay, you're cool. And we have
their two parents are just kind of half dead behind the register, like just kind of
comatose.
in the
They're
same
always
state
there.
Not
throughout the
important,
movie.
but
Just they didn't move.
but not important at
That
all.
was weird.
Now, Sam's mom, she meets again. I know this man too, but I know him from Gilmore Girls, and he was very old. She meets Max, and she's the boys are in there. I don't, I'm trying to give the gang a name because I'm not going through all these names. David and the boys.
They came in. I mean, their nickname will be the Lost Boys. You could just call them that.
Okay.
But they came in there and did a round. They did a round, like they were showing off their new outfits the first day of school. I was like, what is this? Because they didn't even say anything. They didn't flip over any movies or anything. Like, you would think they would come in and mess some shit up and leave. Yeah. But they just walked around like
looking like Roger Klotz in them leather jackets. And and the Max is just like, get out of here. And Lucy's like, I mean, hold up now, chill out. Like, we were young too. Like, she was such a good character. Like, it's like nothing was phasing her until towards the end. But she was just like, I mean, we were young too. Chill out. She got a little lollipop. I'm like, okay, you're a slut. So she's like, okay, bye. He like, wait a minute, hold up.
Just let it go.
Slut?
Just let it go.
Okay.
Just let it go.
And she's like about to leave. He's like, wait a minute, come on back, because you got this pixie cut and you're kind of hot. It's the 80s, and I guess pixie cuts are in right now. So, baby, tell me about you.
What pixie cut is always in.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Hell yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah.
I hated it.
If a woman can pull off a pixie cut,
I get you. I get that if you can pull it off. Like, your Anne Heche's, but I would just, every woman wasn't having one. Like, it wasn't just
Halle Berry, Boomerang. Was that a pixie cut?
You were thinking of, I think you're thinking of the Flintstones.
No, I'm not.
She had a pixie cut in the James Bond movie.
Die Another Day. That's what I'm thinking of.
So just fuck the Flintstones, huh?
That was a good look. That was a good look.
So yeah, and he's like, oh, you need a job? She's like, yeah, I actually do. So we get a little progress in the movie. I
look that needy.
They just keep, baby, that was hilarious. Yeah, you look disheveled and broke. And then that night, we get this couple in the car, and they get killed. Like, there's just deaths happening. At least, like, stuff happens, and there's a death. Stuff happens.
Well, that's the couple that got mushed in the beginning with Paul Blart.
Okay, all right. You don't have to keep.
Yeah. Well, you skipped over part while Sam was at the comic book store. The Frog Brothers give him a horror comic about vampires and say, "You need this; it might save your life." But give him no other. Nothing else. Just here, take this book for free and get out of here.
Write it down, because they didn't help him until later.
But I mean, he still refers to the book moving forward in the flick. Yeah. So
we're still that whenever the Lost Boys come in for a kill or whatever, that the little bat flying sound effect just kind of always comes in. That's kind of like the signal throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, it was just a little too much for the budget to have them look like bats. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you think they actually turn into bats? You think that's part of this lore?
Yes.
Okay. I think they just fly, but whatever.
No. I think that they do. But we're still at the fair, mind you. The lady done got a job. Sam got a comic book. Michael's still chasing this girl. We're still at the fair. And he sees her again, and we see her get on the bike with David. One thing that I disliked about this movie, nothing, I mean, it's very small, it's very minuscule, but the vampires did not have cool names.
No, like
Paul, David, Dwayne, and Marco.
Yeah. Marco's a cool name.
Okay.
That's a
Paul,
cool name.
David, Dwayne.
Star.
And
Laddie.
Oh, we're gonna get on Laddie.
Please get on him.
So yeah, but yeah, she gets on the motorcycle with them, and they're about to just, I don't know what, go for a romantic motorcycle drive, because of course he has a motorcycle because he looks like that. But then David roll up and he like, hey, Star, get over here. And she like, what? No, that don't happen.
He leaves with her. So she leaves with David. Then we see the couple get killed in the car. And then the next day they're back at the fair, and he finally asked her out. Michael asked Star out.
After he gets the ear pierce. He's got the ear pierce. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Oh, I think that was cut out on YouTube.
Oh, shit. God damn
it. So yeah, she gets on the
physical media, everybody. By the
because I don't know. It was at first, honestly, I thought that he was her. I thought that was his sister. I didn't think that her and David had anything romantic. I just thought that was his sister, and he was like, that was his little sister, and he was like, hey, get over here.
Do you think Laddie was her brother?
I would hope so.
I think that's just a random kid. A random little.
He was very protective. Okay.
Yeah. You know, they always have to write women as caregivers. So.
Well, Letty looks dirty. But so David's like, hey, come with us to this place. And Michael's just like, okay, I don't know you, but okay, because it's the 80s. So you can trust everybody. Remember, we just watched the movie from 1987. So yeah, you can trust everybody in the 80s. And they decide to have a race, but then Michael's like, oh, I can't beat your bike. But then they race they lost me.
Well, they didn't race. He just said, keep up.
Like, yeah, but he almost died. That's why I just assumed that there was a race because he was playing games on the road.
Yeah, I think it was implied. It was definitely a race.
Yeah, like so Michael damn near crashes his motorbike.
Bluff or whatever it's called. Yeah.
He almost flies off of the bluff, the mountain, the hilltop, I don't know. And he just, I like when he jumped off the bike. So Mike gets up and he's like, me and you, pal, just you. He said, because look, you ain't jumping nobody in Santa Carla.
Right, because we ain't jumping nobody. We ain't jumping nobody. It's corny.
1-on-1, put your gun down. Fight me like a man. Like, he was ready. I appreciate it. We ain't doing that. Just you. So he's like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna fight you. Let's go over to my Mojo Dojo Casa house. And
I still didn't understand why he was kept going with them. That's why I say he's stupid. Because what are we doing?
He wants friends. He wants to hang out.
Go to school.
And he also didn't want to look chump. He didn't want to look chump in front of Star. So let's just keep this night going.
How cool are these people? It's 4 older guys, a kid, and a girl. I don't want to hang out with y'all.
I don't know. He had a cool mullet. They got dirt bikes.
Not a cool mullet. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, they look, they look like a little
they look like dykes on bikes.
On the edge type of crew.
This part aggravated me. And I'm gonna tell you why. As a connoisseur of food, someone who likes to eat, they get some Chinese food. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, David offers Michael some rice.
Well, where are we at right now, Tiffany? What's the location?
They're in the Mojo Dojo Casa house.
Yeah, that's what you said.
What is the Mojo Dojo Casa?
It's an underground rock lair under the damn. I don't know, under a mountain.
It's an old luxury hotel. There was a earthquake that came through and it kind of toppled the hotel, so they live in there now. It's kind of like, it looks like a cave, but it's
that's why I'm like, it looks like a cave.
It's like it's a vampire lair. It's pretty, yeah.
You don't know what a Mojo Dojo Casa house is?
Is Mojo Dojo from Powerpuff Girls?
You're not gonna do this. You're not about to act like you are just this senior citizen.
You have not. That's not what I'm talking about either. What the fuck? I'm talking about the Barbie movie.
I've never seen the Barbie movie.
Oh.
That's what Ken called his home, the Mojo Dojo Casa house. You should watch it. I think you'd like it. You're very outspoken. You seem like a feminist. I think you would like it.
Is he outspoken? So yeah, we are down there, and
outspoken to you, not as outspoken as you.
I don't know what that. I don't know.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. So he gives him. He's like, "Hey, Michael, have some rice." Yo, if you just offer me white rice without protein, vegetables, any kind of sauce, I'm gonna be
where's the orange chicken?
Hold
where's
up,
the general sauce?
Justice.
So mad.
There will be justice.
Where's
the
broccoli and beef?
Order in the court.
Please.
There will be justice.
Okay.
So the white rice in Hawaii, you can just eat it like that. I'm telling you, I don't know what they put in it, but you can just eat white rice in Hawaii.
They're in Santa
You don't have to
Carla,
be all like
California.
elitist with the white rice in fucking Maui.
Right.
Just say
guys,
sweet.
Guess what? Jay went to Tokyo. I went to Hawaii.
No, I'm saying no, because I'm saying that's the first time I've had rice that was just plain and it was good.
I can go up the street and get some sweet sticky rice from some random Thai restaurant.
I don't like any of this stuff. I don't like it here. I don't like it.
I mean, jasmine rice is the bomb. But I'm just saying, if you offer me Chinese, don't just give me a pack of rice.
You want some shrimp up in there with some soy sauce.
I want some meat. Pause. Yes.
So you could say protein. That'll make it a little bit better. So he basically, David is in Michael's mind. He's like, hey, you're eating maggots. God damn it. I didn't catch the joke, so I'm gonna keep going. You're eating maggots, Michael.
Keep going.
And Michael is like, haha, this is just rice. And he looks down, it's maggots. He throws the rice down.
Piss me off.
And then we see that it's literally just white rice. And then we have the same thing that happens again with noodles that are actually worms, but they're actually noodles. And guess what? The fucking noodles are plain too. I didn't see no bean sprouts. I didn't see no onion, no green onion, no sauce. They were so light skinned.
I can't wait to go eat with you. I cannot wait to go eat with you.
We have been.
I know, but I want to go. I know.
You know what? No, let me tell you why I don't like eating with him, Jay. He eats like a bird, like a fucking bird.
Absolutely.
So like me,
I 100%.
I am one of those people. Like I can. You would think I was in the fucking military and boot camp. I could do that if I wanted to.
You eat like Goku. Food. You just go.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, I like.
I know what it means.
I like my food to start hot. And I like it to be hot when I finish it. That's my problem. So like there's some food, like I can be mid-eating. I'm like, oh, it's gotten a little too cold. I will go warm it up again at home. I just like my food hot. That's why I eat faster. But yes, we went, where did we go? I got like, oh God, we went to Razoo's, which is like a Cajun restaurant. He got count them, 2 crab cakes. I got, what the fuck did I get? It was like stuffed shells, something like that. I don't know, but I had way more food on my in front of me. I'm more than halfway done, and he's halfway through 1 crab cake. So no, it's not an enjoyment to eat.
Okay, first of all,
I only eat bird bougie like that when I'm like around. Like it's got to be a really, really unfamiliar situation for me where I'll
defend myself.
I'll nibble.
So for context, I love crab cakes, but I don't like getting them because at most restaurants, it's just literally a main course and they're like very expensive. So for us to be there, I was like, oh, I want crab cakes. These are cheap. So let me get the crab cakes that I've been wanting.
So what about the other spot?
What other spot? We didn't went to eat nowhere else?
The spot where I caught that knife.
I don't remember what I got there. I probably just didn't like the food there.
You caught a knife?
You told me you liked it.
I don't remember. I probably didn't like the food there. I don't know because I usually eat a lot. Wait, we're gonna go get sushi. That's gonna be our first. We're gonna go to my sushi.
Oh, sushi, you can put it away, huh?
Baby, sushi, fried rice, and crab egg rolls. So they're in the lair. And
hold on, player. Now something just triggered just now when you stuck your tongue out like that.
I don't understand what's happening.
I'm starting to build my social media, I'm just presence again. I'm just like, let me get back out there and see what's up. So I was like, you know what? Pulled up the gram. First person I add, BOOshakalakapodcast. Everybody that's listening, please follow them. It's a great page. Then it says meet the host, meet Pierre. I'm like, okay, I kind of know the guy. Let me just click the bubble. Pierre is frolicking in a fucking gazebo, looking like a black Edward Cullen, slowly walking closer. You got your Now You See Me magician's fedora in your hand, like you about to do a trick or some shit.
Tiffany, help.
And then you stuck your tongue out just like that. We don't need all that salacious, freaky deaky shit you be on.
Hey,
for no reason.
I'm just trying to put the asses in the seats. So, yes, follow BOOshakalaka on Instagram. Follow us on BlueSky. Follow us on
BlueSky. Cancel at your ex. God damn it. It's trash. Ugh.
So yes. Yeah, they were playing mind games on him, which this was interesting. This was an interesting part just because I mean, though they do this later on in the movie, I feel like they'd only do it maybe one more time, but they don't use their power, I want to say telepathy that much. And I feel like it could have benefited them a lot. So
leprechaun powers.
That was a cool lore moment for these vampires for sure.
Yeah, but now it's time for him to drink. Take a sip, Michael. Take a sip. Take a
Now
sip.
Star come over there and she say, "Don't do it. Don't drink it."
Like, bitch, knock it out of his hand.
Like, but here go Michael. Oh, I gotta look cool in front of these people I just met.
And at this point,
He's
I
like,
wanted to know, did he want to sleep with?
Pussy? I'm gonna drink this blood.
I wanted to know if he
shit.
wanted to sleep with. Did he want to sleep with David or Star? Which one did he want to screw? At this point,
he wanted to be cool in front of David.
I think he wanted to screw both of them.
Okay. I mean, hey, sometimes you gotta take
Well,
a pole to get the
he
hole.
Drinks it.
So yeah,
he drinks.
Hey, you know what? We need a tally for Pierre's transgressions. It's getting out of hand. But yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
It's time to go to the
Pierre
train.
Should be sorry.
It's time to go to the train.
Hey,
let's go to the train.
I don't. This.
Come on, ride that train.
Which train? What movie is that?
They go to the railway bridge, where the guys just jump down and they're hanging suspended. Star and Laddie, they left. They said, "You know what? I'm not putting up with this." They got the hell up out of there.
Yeah.
So the guys jump off the bridge and they're actually hanging suspended. Like,
yeah. His first
inkling should have been
even
like for me,
because this is white people shit.
Wow, these guys got some great upper body strength.
That's what. No. I'm just saying, like, it's doable. They weren't doing anything too crazy, but how they got there is what killed me because they just jumped. like I'd have to hold on and then lean.
I would have jumped and I would have missed the whole thing.
My time, like, hold up, one hand at a time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking hand.
Yeah, well, granted, I wouldn't have done it. I don't take risks like that.
Definitely, white boys would do that shit. This part felt like Stand By Me because I was like, oh, I could see them doing this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They're hanging and they're like, David, you know.
Michael.
They all float down here. Or Michael, they all float down here. And then all the guys just let go. Like the train is coming through. They're laughing, joking. They let go. They fall into the abyss. And Michael's like, you motherfuckers. I'm like, Michael, you went down there yourself. Like,
right.
They did not force his hand at that. They forced his mind. You know what I mean? They forced his mind. So he eventually, what's so crazy is he eventually lets go or has to let go because he hears them. Yes, he hears them throughout the fog. So I don't know if he thought that, you know, there were firemen down there with that big old blow up thing that they put at the bottom of buildings when somebody's about to jump. Like, what the fuck could he? Or he thought that they splashed in the river or something underneath. I don't know. He's new. He probably doesn't even know if there's a river down there. It's probably rocks. But he lets go and then he falls into the sunken place and he wakes up in his bed back at home.
Dirty as hell.
This was a budget cut. This had to have been a budget cut right here. Because I'm like, if their budget was around, they would have shown what happened. Like, so me, throughout the years I've seen this movie, I was like, okay, maybe somebody just dropped him off real quick. And that was it. Like, why did he just fall into his bed? Like, what happened? Did they catch him? Did his powers activate then and there? Like, I just don't know.
I don't know because later in this movie, he does start to do something that he would have had to do to survive. So I really don't know. So he wakes up in his bed, dirty as fuck. He doesn't take a bath. Mom calls from the job because, you know, she's a working woman. She's a businesswoman. She calls him and Sam is there and she's basically just asking him to watch Sam.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to watch Sam. Sam is another. I don't want to watch Sam. He's acting he's acting like a typical teenager. I wouldn't say he's acting just super weird. Just like a typical, like, I don't want to watch my little brother. Like how Meg was trying to act. She didn't want to watch Stewie. And Lois was like, you ain't got no plans. Don't stand there and lie to me.
How old is Sam supposed to be? How old is Sam supposed to be? 13,
he's
14?
like,
15,
like
15,
16, you know.
15.
To be fair,
I stayed home by myself when I was 7.
Yes, I was just, you know,
I was a latchkey kid, you know.
Yeah, lock the door. Don't answer the door. I don't care if it's God. Like, you know, just very simple. But he's gonna watch Sam, and it makes the story goes. It makes sense because Grandpa's going on a date. There's this widow down the street. What's
her name? Widow Johnson.
Yes,
Widow Johnson. The Widow Johnson.
He's trying to run up in it.
While it's
we're gonna circle back to Widow Johnson in the end. You just wait.
So he's trying to run up in it. So he like, I'm out, y'all. Peace. And so it's interesting because like though he's watching Sam, he not cooking. He not like, you know, I'm just like, what? So
he's
just
not watching Sam. He's just there. He's just in his room.
He's drinking milk.
Sam making his own dinner.
Yeah, like he's drinking milk out the carton, and then he hears a voice and splash. He does not clean up the milk. So
well, I thought it made him like almost throw up drinking the milk. Was that not what it was
because he was
implied?
hurting. Yes, because he was hurting because he needs
insides
blood.
are changing at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We.
And Sam comes up. He's like, "Go take a bath."
quick little circle back. Grandpa did put on Windex for the Widow Johnson.
He did
aftershave
because he needed something that smelled like aftershave. And I'm like,
put on that Windex for the aftershave.
This part was triggering. So Sam is in the bathtub in a bubble bath.
Triggering?
It was triggering.
Was it triggering because he actually had suds? I thought you would be sasatisfied because he actually had suds.
He did actually have suds.
Talk about.
I know, but it triggered me how he was washing his hair. No, but still, it was just for me. It was just the way he was washing his hair. It was pissing me off.
Oh, it didn't bother me. I was glad he was in there cleansing, and we got a little Nanook right there.
Oh yeah, we gotta give Nanook a shout out.
A German Shepherd or
it
like
was
Alaskan?
White, wasn't it?
That was like a husky. A husky?
Oh, I think it was Alaskan Husky. Okay,
husky. Yeah.
That shouldn't be in that climate.
Scare me.
They're just I hate huskies. They're so dramatic. Like they are so dramatic. So yeah, he's in there showering and Michael, he's going through it. He hungry. And the Nook senses this because he barking this whole time. Mike making his way up the stairs and he slowly, mind you, but it's like Sam doesn't mind it. I guess this dog just does this. Baby, Mike get to that door the minute he open it, and then Nook.
He didn't do that. He didn't do it like that.
He jumps on Mike, and the door slams, and
I like your balls with it. Sorry.
So
it made me think of Blue Streak when you did that.
Sam is like, wait a minute, what the hell going on? So he finishes up his bath, gets in a robe, and then come downstairs, and he discovers that Mike's hand is bitten open. That dog bit the shit out of him. He's like, what the fuck you do? And it's so funny because Sam is like so unconcerned about his brother. He's like, what the fuck you do to my dog, man? Like, what you do with Chico? And so, and he's like, no, Chico bit me. And so then he's like, what did you do to him to make him bite you? Like, he was so unconcerned. And then Mike stands up. Sam sees his reflection in the mirror. He said, look at your reflection. You're transparent, bitch. Hell no. He turned on his brother like that. He's like, oh no, you're a creature of the night. You're a creature of the night. You're a vampire, bro. And he runs to his room. And Mike is just like, hey, let me in. So Sam does a smart thing. He doesn't call his mom. He calls his friends at the comic book shop. And he's like, hey, my brother's a vampire. I know because this, and this. And they're like, stake his ass. He like, I can't kill him, even though I have no sympathy for him. He's my brother. And they're like, all right, well, we on our way. We gonna kill his ass. So as they're on their way, he then calls mom. And in the midst of this, Mike just went to his room. That like he didn't wrap up his hand. He just went to his room, but he starts floating. So now he's getting his levitation powers. So I don't understand how he survived the fall because now he's flying.
Is he floating? Like, well, yeah, I guess he is floating.
He's doing the damn poltergeist move.
He's definitely
hit the ceiling like he's going out.
If I'd have known, I would have freshened up. Like he
had some of that, Willy Wonka juice, and he's just floating or whatever. So
many movies reference floating.
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. So yeah, he's floating, but he's floating out the damn window, which I would have just closed my window. But I mean, I guess he started on the ceiling of his house, and on the roof, and then he just made his way out the window. And so as he's coming out.
The mom actually calls to check in before her date with Max because you're talking about he called the mom. How the fuck would that happen in 1987?
She's calling from the
She called
the I don't want to say concierge. What do you call it? The hostess?
Red Lobster? I don't know.
The hostess. It's the host. From the host.
I just meant the hostess. Now why you brought Red Lobster into this? Now I want lobster.
It looked like a Red Lobster.
Oh, we have to go there too, Tiffany. So yeah.
The Red Lobster?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I want some lobster pasta. So
I will make a lobster pasta before I go spend it at Red Lobster.
Okay. I'll eat it. So so he's floating out the house, but then he grabs the phone, and so they're both on the phone with the mom, and Sam's like, Mom, Mike is trying to get me. Mike is doing. He's like screaming, and she's like, What's going on? And Mike's like, Shut up. Sam doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's like, he's gonna get me. I don't understand how he was gonna get him when his window was closed, and he's floating out of the. Like, I didn't understand Sam's train of thought.
You see a human being floating outside of your window? Yeah, I'm freaking out too.
I'm gonna do that. tuh. So that
Pierre transgression.
Don't when you add the funnies, don't add that.
I already added it. It wouldn't get in. So the so the mom is just like, oh my God, I gotta go get my kids. She don't like leave a message for the man. The man is already at the table. She don't leave a message for him or nothing. She just run out. She ain't got no shoes or nothing, Jesus. And she crank up that car and hits. She hauls ass. We are hauling
Great
ass.
mom. She's a great mom.
To the point that Max see her out the window leaving. He's like, what the fuck was she leaving for? But yeah, she skeets on down the road. And she makes, but by this point, Max stops floating. He gets in and he's just like, hey, you know, you're my brother.
I mean, Michael.
What did I call him? Max.
Max.
Damn it. Michael. Michael's like, you know, you're my brother. You got to help me. And, you know, and Sam's like, I don't know. This ain't like lying on a D for your test. I completely skipped this part, but I thought it was hilarious. When he was on the phone with his friends and he was trying to basically find out if his brother was a vampire or not. And they're like, does his breath stink? He's like, his breath always stinks. So that was so hard to get through because I was like, man, his breath stinks. Like the whole movie, I was like, his breath stinks. So yeah. So they make a pact right before the mom gets home that Sam's going to help him cover up the fact that he's a vampire. He doesn't want him to tell his mom. The mom get there. Titty. What's going on, boys? She walk in the house. She's like, Sam, you all right? Sam's like, I'm okay, mom. I read a horror comic book and it just scared me. She immediately stops being caring and she's like, you done spilled milk on my motherfucking floor. You left the fridge wide motherfucking open. You bastards. She's like, where's Michael? He's like, Michael went to bed early. She doesn't check because she doesn't care about Michael. What is Michael actually doing? He's getting on his motorcycle and sneaking off because he is horny and he needs to get it wet. And where does he go get it? He's not
horny. He's not trying to get it wet. He's concerned about what the fuck is happening to him at that instance.
So he goes back to the Mojo Dojo Casa house and he gets some cutty. So he was clearly doing like.
And then we hear the theme song go in.
No. This part. Well, right before that, really, really quickly, Max is going home and he's alone on his little house pier or something. He hears noises and he's attacked by a kite that looks like a bat. And we see lights, we hear motorcycles, but then nothing else happens. So this is a fake out. Michael goes down to the MDCH and he goes looking for Star because he's like, bitch, what happened to me? What's going on? And she says, I can't tell you, starts kissing him. I would have punched her in the face. Like, something is happening to me and you want to fuck? Like, that's not going to answer my question. That's not going to solve anything.
Sometimes you got to hit it on that wheat bread.
I think it is going to solve something.
No, it's not. Stop it. Cut it out. If you're turning into a vampire and somebody's like, oh, well, I can have sex with you.
Yes. Thank you.
Can you imagine? Because everything about vampire lore, no matter who's writing it, the emotions are always intense. Yes, I want to feel it.
Well, the doctor didn't want to sleep with Blade when she was turning. She was just like, get this shit out of me. I'm going to find a fucking cure for this shit.
Look,
they should have hooked up.
It wasn't believable for a woman. I'm a woman, y'all ain't. So it wasn't believable to me. Anyway, they sleep together. They hook up. They're sleeping in her bed with her ugly sheets. And
she lives in a crater. You think she's got a fucking duvet?
They're vampires. They can do whatever they want. So we wake up
and Michael, vampire, you ain't trying.
Come on. Michael looks at his hand and he sees that his wound has been healed from the dog bite. So he heads back home and Grandpa is like, so it looks like we both got lucky last night. And I'm like, yes, Grandpa.
Oh yeah. I bet it was
a woman didn't have to. A woman, Grandpa got it.
Widows Johnson
on better terms than I would say Michael.
Yeah.
Because she didn't answer his question.
The Windex got it done.
He probably burnt up. She probably got BV and everything now because he done burnt up with that damn Windex.
But she didn't care because he got a curve. So
whoa, hey.
So Lucy's heading over to Max's to apologize for running out on their date. She brings some wine. She has Sam in the truck and she's like, all right, Sam, stay right here. I'm going to go take it up to the front door because somebody might steal it. Girl, get out of here. Nobody go steal a damn bottle of wine.
I was like, girl.
She starts walking in and she sees his dog. What was his dog's name?
Thorn.
Cujo. So she sees Thorn, and Thorn literally turned into the cult of Thorn from Halloween 5, and he like goes ballistic and he starts attacking her, running at her, trying to bite
reference.
it. She
Wow.
didn't. Thank you. She didn't waste any time. She got the hell up out of it. She wasn't like, hey, good doggy, good dog. She was like,
dropped that one and started booking it. Sam!
And Jay, this was Jay in reference to people when we talked about how people do crazy things out of fear. This was what happened to me. I was in a hotel going to get ice. So I'm in the hallway. Nobody else is there. I turn a corner and there was this big ass fucking dog. And I just froze. I froze. Oh. It ran towards me, and when I just froze, and I closed my eyes. I was like, "No, I'm not being a little bitch." Like, I thought this dog was gonna kill me.
You should took that ice bucket and
the owner came out. The owner came out and got him. And then like the next morning, I came to my senses and I cussed that man out.
Oh
yeah, hell yeah.
But in that moment, I was like,
"What do you do? Fight or flight?
This is it for me. This is it." And I hated that for myself because I can't be that person. Because I am the don't go in there, you stupid, don't do that. And I froze. I froze. But anyway, I guess maybe with a human, I'd be a little different.
Yeah, but she didn't freeze. Baby, she jumped over that gate. He started ripping off her dress. Sam! He come up. It didn't seem like he was that far from the opening of the gate. It took him forever.
He went through the wood. He went through the wood.
Right.
You know how powerful this hellhound is?
I needed a longer conversation and not a jokey one when she talked to Max about that dog. I didn't like that part.
Your dog has rabies, nigga. Like
Sounder. I'm sorry, no, that's Old Yeller.
Yeah, it's a mess. Like because Sam has that book, he heads over to the Frog Brothers comic shop and he's like, "Hey guys, I think that Max is the head vampire because me and my mom went over there to give him some wine and his dog was like an evil hellhound and he attacked her just like in this book." I'm like, damn, that book know everything.
Right.
It was only like 18 pages. It knew everything except for one important thing.
Right.
One important thing.
So they're like
that one thing. You did that one thing.
They're like, invite us over. So we'll kill so we can kill his ass. So I don't know what kind of shit this was, but Max, so Max is gonna come over for dinner. This gave it away for me. Because I believe it's Michael who answers the door. Is that correct? Am I getting remember? Yeah, Michael answers the door, and Max got the flowers, all just a great gentleman. And he's like, you should invite me in. Hell no.
No, he tells him, "You're the man of the house.
You're the man of the house. You should invite."
I'm not coming in.
But he's not the man of the house. That's Grandpa's fucking house. What are we doing here? That should have been null and void.
But
no,
Mike was in his half vampire.
Yeah, he's in his transition phase. So that shouldn't have worked.
He was like, "Yeah, man, yeah, come on in."
That shouldn't have worked. But he invites him in.
That was Grandpa's house.
It is Grandpa's house, but Grandpa
Plot
wasn't
armor. Plot armor.
Grandpa was there. He was in the cut.
He was.
He was in his little butcher room, like. Ooh.
Oh, I thought he was in the
The deed says Grandpa. It don't say Michael.
Yes. So the way if we're watching the originals, it's the person who owns the house who has to invite you in. No one else.
This ain't the original, so this is Lost Boys. Different lore, different property.
Jay, your vagina's opening up on your forehead. So the he invites him in, funny. And he so he invites him in, and then here come Edgar and Allen, and they like, I just realized Edgar Allan Poe, and so Edgar and Allen, they're like, "Hey, we're coming over for dinner too." And he's like, "Mom, can they come over?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." She's a great mom. And they're having spaghetti. Oh, I want some spaghetti.
Well, he guilt tripped her first. He was like, "Well, I mean, we could just eat some peanut butter out the jar, the three of us in the kitchen, if it's we in the
I didn't think that was guilt trip because I would have loved to.
I don't understand why they couldn't have just made a plate and gone upstairs.
Exactly.
That's what normally, I
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but they spaghetti. Oh. So they all sit down, and I haven't had spaghetti in a while. So they all sit down at the table, and they're eating dinner. And baby, it's game time. Sam is like, "Hey, Max, you want some shredded?" But no, I'm about to say mozzarella.
You want some Parmesan?
You want some Parmesan cheese? And she's like, "Oh yes, Sam shredded it himself." He's like, "Of course." So he puts it on his little spaghetti. He start eating it.
First of all, that's on Max for being fucking greedy. He didn't just get like a spoon or two of the Parmesan. He was going in. Oh yeah, cheese.
I don't like
Yeah.
Parmesan
And then
cheese on my
he
spaghetti.
was going crazy with that Parmesan.
And he's like, "Oh,
I like
you
Parm on my
don't like
spaghetti.
garlic?"
Like
And he's like, "I
Parmesan.
love garlic, but it's like raw garlic, and it's a bunch of it." So
It was
you know,
probably
much.
garlic. I'm sure it was garlic
what is that?
Is that like the minced watery garlic
in a can or in a
Ooh.
glass.
in like a
Losers,
bottle?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Don't use that if you cook for me ever.
Okay.
Damn.
Chop it up. Chop it up.
So
Chop it up.
the next
The garlic don't work.
Yeah, the garlic don't work. So then Sam tries to play it off and he spills.
This part was funny.
He spills his water. Now that can actually happen. He's like, hey, wash it down with some water. He splashes him with some holy water and it gets all on his pants and on a little bit on his jacket. And he's just like, oh, is it hot? Is it burning you? He's like, no, it's freezing cold.
He said, what are you, nuts? It's freezing cold.
So then, the mom, what's gotten into you, Sam? What's going on? And so they all stand up. Baby, they turn the lights off. And I didn't understand where they're going with this. But then Sam grabs a mirror and then they turn the lights back on.
They turn the lights off because they're like, wait, he's not glowing. Because that was another little vampire indicator if you glow in the dark.
So they turn the lights back on. Sam got this mirror in this man's face. He said, "Oh!"
I laughed out loud.
That was good.
Which I didn't understand why
funny.
the mom was upset with that part. Because I don't know. But she's like, Sam, what's going on? What's gotten into you? Da-da-da. He's like, I know what's going on. Sam.
I don't want to spoil, but it's like that could have been a legit freak out because if you hadn't seen your reflection in forever. Oh shit.
So he's just like, Sam, I know what's going on here. You think I'm trying to replace your father. That's not true. I just want to be your friend. Hippity hippity hoo. And he leaves. And I'm like, well, why would you leave after saying that? Like,
he tells what's her name? Lucy. He's like, hey,
Lucy.
We're gonna try this one more fucking time, okay? Dinner at my house. I'm like, why didn't they just go for a walk? Why didn't they get the boys to leave? He only has water on his shirt. They made it their dinner.
Like, ugh.
They made it seem like Sam threw a fucking flaming bag of shit on him.
I know,
all over his shirt.
It was all on his. It was all on his pants.
By the time the day was over,
his breath is rocking at this point. He done swallowed a whole
you walk
tub
in the
of
rain.
garlic.
Jay, you walk in the rain.
We have it on
okay
video.
with this.
I do walk in. Wait, how do you guys know I walk in the rain?
Because you said it on. It's on camera. You said it on the podcast.
I do walk in the rain. Okay,
and I called you Drew Barrymore.
And I made the video.
Okay, I do walk in the rain, but
it's
like,
water.
come on, bro. I know, but he got garlic all up in his breath. It's like, I'm out, yo. I'm out.
But
this is too much. And you got the two little dirty frog brothers that are like kind of like cop blocking. I don't want to be here right now if I'm on a date and I'm trying to like get in with the mom. I'm out.
Okay. Well, Michael's headed off to go find. Oh, he goes to David to try to find Star because Star is no longer in the MDCH, and David's like, okay, I'll take you. Shoot, baby, 23 and 1. He takes David takes Mike to a bonfire, and he's like, hey, I'll take you to Star, but he takes him to a bonfire, and they end up at the beach. There's this gang listed, "Don't walk this way," which is a song that I do not like. So popular. It's not one of my favorites.
It reminds me of old. I think of old classic rock when I think of that. I'm like, oh, okay. When I hear that, I'm like,
Run DMC type of shit. Like,
I don't think of old classic rock.
I think of 80s.
You don't think of like a. It just always gets me in the mood. I don't know. To watch something old.
Okay. Yeah, but he's like, one of us. Like,
Google gobble.
And he.
That's what they say.
We finally see the Lost Boys take on their vampiric form, which is actually pretty cool. It looks really nice.
It looks really good.
The makeup was on point.
The makeup was makeuping. Was it done by the guy that did Thriller?
I don't know.
I have to look that up. But yeah, they looked really cool. I like this form of vampire because they still look human. They just get like some wrinkles and some contacts, and their fangs look great. Like the special effects were really cool on that. Something I did notice about this movie is like we're this far in the movie, we haven't seen a death on screen yet till now. Yeah. And we see them the droogs is what I've been calling. I don't know why I put the droogs.
Oh my god! Like, please stop.
Like, why was I watching A Clockwork Orange? This is the Lost Boys. So the droogs go in, they attack everybody, and we see them. Even though it's still really quick kills. There's no, we're not savoring the time. We save that for the vampires later in the movie. They kill all the people, and Michael is like getting turned on by this, or he's becoming hungry. Insatiable. No. He's insatiable.
He's insatiable. Yes.
He's like, oh yeah, yummy, blood, iron. Ooh,
hey, stop doing that. Stop doing that.
You sound like a zombie. And he still resists. David tells him, "You'll never grow old. You'll never die, but you must feed." So my mind is, what if he doesn't feed? Will he then die?
That's usually what happens. They die.
Okay, so David, your plan is flawed.
The kill scene was like really legit too in this at this bonfire.
I just thought it was really, really quick cuts.
It was, but it's just like it wasn't like your typical like neck bite. It was like Marco literally stuck his fangs in the top of somebody's head and just like went to town. And I want to give a quick shout out. I did look up the makeup artist. Just his name is Greg Canham, and just some of the stuff he's done. He did Van Helsing, The Big Mama's House, A Beautiful Mind.
Big Mama's House.
He did one and two.
This is for Big Mama's House.
He did Bram Stoker's Dracula, Alien 3, Hook, Highlander. Like he was in his bag throughout like the 80s.
Big money.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, he was
he ain't got to work again in his life.
I ain't mad at it. He better go cash out his stocks and bonds now, though.
But I am mad at Michael. So he finally meets up with Star when he, resists. And she's just like, I don't know. It's like a girlfriend boyfriend moment because I can't tell if they're actually dating. But she's just like reminding him. He's like, I'm a monster. She's like, you're not like David, and if as long as you don't feed, you'll be good. Is that when she reveals that she's also in transition? Okay, yeah.
Her and Laddie.
Are they at Grandpa's house at this point?
Nobody fucking cares about
Laddie.
No, I don't know where they are. I guess they're back at the Mojo Dojo, but she shows up after they do the killing of the people, and he tells them. So yeah, she tells David. She actually tells him, "Hey, I'm sorry." She tells Michael that David wanted her to kill him to complete her transformation. So that's why she slept with him. Because she wanted to get him in a vulnerable spot, and then she was gonna but she didn't, because she's like, I actually do kind of like him. He looks way better than David.
Well,
to complete her transformation, and then we have
she ain't got biggest, that juice like the girls from Tales from the Hood 2, those vampire girls.
Trick or treat, smell our feet, give us something warm to eat. This is the foreshadowing moment we've been waiting on. I feel like at this point in my life, I've seen so many movies, but when Grandpa walks up and puts that big ass fucking steak down as a part of his fence, I was like, who gonna die on that steak? Somebody gonna die on that steak. I don't know who it's gonna be, but somebody gonna die on that steak.
I didn't think nothing of it, but it was
a wooden fence.
Grow up. Why would the wooden fence look like a steak?
Because you're obsessed with vampires and you need help. So
the whole house is thorny as hell. Like it's.
I know, and I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you over that.
Michael wants to save her.
Yeah.
And he talks to Sam, and Sam's like, "All right, let's get the Frog Brothers over here because
baby,
we can't do
and
it
they
on our own."
Ready, but they say look, they say
Let's
Michael,
go.
they say Mike, so they drive over there. They say Mike, let me just come at you like on some real shit, bitch. If you try to vamp out, I'm going to fuck you up. You hear me?
Out of here.
And Sam was like, "Hey, yo, chill out."
Cause I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Sam. And I don't give a fuck about my damn self. That's what they told him.
Calm down, Crazy K. Calm
That's
down,
what they told him. That's what they told his ass. All right.
They head over to the Mojo Dojo Castle House.
And it's very easy to get in. And so the Lost Boys are sleeping. And they looking around the lair. They're like, what the fuck they supposed to be in coffins. They look up. These motherfuckers hanging from the ceiling. They're like, this whole place is a coffin.
No, first they find Star. She's knocked out. She's like, I am not getting up. She's like, save Laddie first.
Fuck cares
Caregiver. So, Mike is a little weak. He's working on like 50% strength right now. So he's lugging them out. The Frog Brothers and Sam, they don't just find the Lost Boys. They kind of have to find a little crater within the crater and go digging.
It was giving Goonies.
That's what I thought this movie
was. This was a legit Goonies movie, yo, with vampires.
Yep.
And I think the director was gonna... Richard Donner was the original director for this movie, and I think he did the Goonies. So it's all in the same realm.
Bubble.
Here. Yeah.
Do the truffle shuffle. So
they're hanging.
I hated them.
Yeah. So they're hanging, but they're asleep. So Edgar, he's the only G in the group. So he gets his steak. He climbs up. This part scared the shit out of me because I was not expecting this reaction. And he stakes. I don't remember which one he staked.
Marco?
Was it Marco?
Alex Winter. Bill from Bill and Ted. He staked him. Hey,
and he stakes him, and they just all wake up. He start bleeding and gushing him. So I was like,
how strong are the Frog Brothers? Because it's like
that takes a lot of force from that.
Before you need the hammer to just kind of, he just kind of.
Do you have to go through the rib cage to get to the heart?
Ooh.
Let's look.
Isn't there like an opening in the rib cage though? Can't you?
Oh, true. I guess it just depends on the sizing.
Buffy was just staking eggs left and right. She didn't. There's no real.
Because it's not hard to crack ribs, even if you do hit a rib.
Yeah.
Because you can crack ribs doing the Heimlich maneuver.
Straight up.
So not the Heimlich maneuver. Compressions.
I think I had like a little bit of a Mandela effect when I was watching this last night. Growing up, for some reason, I remember this scene that they were hanging, but their feet were like hooves and like vampire. They were like bat feet or something. I don't know why.
That might have been in the YouTube version.
Well, you watched the YouTube version. You tell me.
I didn't see
that. Okay.
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all.
But no, I think it was just regular like.
These were the most human vampires.
Yeah.
Other than like Buffy people.
Yeah.
To come out. But yeah, he stabs him and he's screaming. He hollering, he jumping, he flying, he floating, he falling.
The other ones
wake to the ground. Yeah.
The other ones wake up and they start running. They said, let's get the hell up out of here. They run like the Scooby Gang. And so they're getting out, but of course, I don't know why Sam was the last one out. Maybe because I don't know. But yeah, Sam's the last one out. And David has his arm and he's pulling him back. He got that vampire strength in him. He's like full vampire mode. But they're pulling Sam, so his arm touches the light and it starts to burn. Great effect. And so it's like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers can't go out in the sun for real. And they escape.
And David had like the single teardrop. It was just an interesting pause.
You killed my buddy. You killed my buddy. Yeah. Prepare to die.
But it's time for it's time for Goonies, Home Alone. It's ready. Get ready.
Yeah. So Sam,
did you guys notice that when they were going back to Grandpa's convertible, when they were like just got the fuck up out of there, their blood is like glitter. Like they were literally just shining all.
That's probably where that heifer got that idea for Twilight.
But yeah, it's Home Alone time. So Sam, I forgot how he convinced his grandpa to leave. And
he says the old Widow Johnson called and said,
"Oh yeah,
instead of 8." And he was like, "Oh, Widow Johnson. Okay, let me get ready."
And he tells his mom, him and his mom get into this huge like argument.
Because he's trying to tell her to come home, and she's like, "After that shit you pulled, I'm on a date."
Yeah,
pretty much.
So but they don't care because they get it ready. They get they got garlic by the pound, they got steaks by the pound, they got holy water by the pound. They putting in water guns. It is time to fuck shit up.
Did they put it in water guns?
Yeah, remember he had when Sam,
but they didn't use it.
Yeah, Sam used it when he got attacked in the garage.
Yeah. They put him in little Uzi water guns. Yeah.
I might have been taking notes because the only water gun vampire I know anything about is from Dusk Till Dawn. But okay,
that's a great movie. Did we talk about earlier how Sam went to bed with the garlic around his neck?
We didn't because he went and slept with the mom. But yeah, she was like, it smells like garlic.
Woo,
she's a good mother. You would have had to get the fuck up out of my bed smelling like garlic. I mean, sorry, but
that was a lot.
But you can't smell garlic in the bulb like that. It is not a strong smell in the bulb.
It's not that potent. It's not that potent.
No, she wouldn't have smelled it. Let's keep it real. I cook a lot of garlic, so my breath probably stinks all the time too.
I mean, you're not like gargling Funyuns for fun. So
okay, that's enough.
Touche. I am not.
That's enough. We don't even have to. We're having a happy podcast, Jay. I don't know why you have to bring the negativity.
You weren't having a happy You weren't having a happy podcast when I wasn't here. You brought the negativity.
We missed you.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We missed you.
Okay.
What's happening? The kids have the house all set up for the vampires, but the plan is ruined immediately because Sam sees that Nanook is tied up to the fence and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go save him." Wait a minute, hold on. The sun. He's like, the sun goes down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey y'all, where's the dog? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Nanook gotta go.
That was such a
point. I'm not going.
I think Nanook could have held his own, baby.
Honestly,
Nanook could have held his own.
You see, he took Michael out.
Let's keep it real. I think he could have handled that shit. He could have got active.
Nanook won't on that Thorn shit. Thorn, he could have held his own in any situation.
Ooh, we should have had a dog fight.
Nanook, that would have been fucking great. Oh my god, I'm mad. Don't do that.
But they didn't have to they didn't have to show it like we could have saw the dogs just go.
That would have been great. That's a great idea. But
so the vampires arrive on some hoe shit. Yeah. The vampires arrive on some hoe shit. Alcohol. So the vampires arrive on some hoe shit, and they come in the house. And I don't understand why everybody just splits up. I didn't understand this. I didn't understand.
I'm confused about that too. I guess they just ran.
Like it was very much Scooby Gang. But so one vampire, we're gonna get on the one vampire that attacks Edgar and Alan because they're brothers and they have to stick together.
Paul.
Yeah. So they attack. He attacks them, and they tussle, and they end up flinging him into the bathtub that's filled with holy water, and he just starts melting
and garlic.
Yeah, but it was very.
Garlic don't work, guys.
It was very good effect. Like that was good effects. We skipped the part where they go into the church and they get the holy water when they're doing a baptism.
That was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was cool how he came out of the water and he was like melting and they were like, ah! I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Now, Sam, again, Edgar and Alan were the brothers in this movie. It's like Sam and Mike didn't give a fuck about each other because Sam is now by himself again. He fighting this vampire. He is in the basement. The vampire coming at him. He like levitates him. He's choking him.
I think we established early on that Mike has turned full-fledged pussy hound at this point. Sam is
he's with Star. Yeah, and so that's when Sam pulls out his water gun and he sprays the vampire in the face and he falls and he like
wait, can we go back? Can we go back to the bathtub scene, please?
Go ahead.
Because the boys can't get Paul into the tub, but Nanook comes in and just jumps his ass and
because like we already established
he is the savior of this movie.
He is the G. Like I don't know what it is about this dog.
The movie should have been called The Lost Boys and Nanook. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And so I don't remember which vampire is coming after Sam in the basement, but whatever vampire it is, Dwayne. So Sam takes out a fucking arrow. I mean, a bow and arrow, and he. I don't know why I made that sound, but he Hawkeyes his ass into the wall, and
Dwayne turns into, I don't know, Rudy Ray Moore. Is like, you missed, sucker. What was that?
That was off-putting. Like, why did he do that?
I don't know.
Because he was cool throughout the movie. He's like, hey, when he's talking to Laddie earlier, yeah, we're gonna take a little ride, bud. there though.
You miss, sucker.
Move
over and let me pass, for they have to be pulling these hush puppies out your motherfucking ass.
Oh my god.
We gotta watch Dolomite, Pierre. We gotta watch it.
Oh my god. So
Dolomite,
I watched the Dolomite. Was it Returns or I watched that one, the new one.
With Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, Rudy Ray Moore.
Biopic of great.
You know what? I'm adding that. He made a horror movie. I'm adding it to our
list. Okay. All right.
Who was
called
was
Petey Wheatstraw? No. Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law.
Okay.
Yo, that would be awesome if y'all did like some blaxploitation horror, like JD's Revenge.
Sounds like a good thing to do during Black History Month.
Hello, because it'll be the last time we have one. We have killed him, and now it's time for Mike and David to fight.
Round 1.
Fight.
So
the
how did you know I was talking about Street Fighter?
Because I knew the music. I know the baby
Sega. Who's that one? Is that Blanca?
No, that's Ryu.
No, that's not.
Oh, the sound.
Ryu's song.
Oh, go ahead. It might be Blanca.
That is Blanca.
Because he had the Trinidad.
Go on for days. I can go on for days.
Go on about this fight between Michael and David that lasted too long.
It did. I didn't think it lasted. So it's not really
fast.
I wouldn't call it a fight. I would call it a flight, because they just kept flying from one corner to the next corner. So at the end of the flight, Mike pushes David into Grandpa's antlers because he's so into taxidermy. Pushes into the antlers, and then this glow comes over David's body, and
this was also the first time we see Michael vamp out fully. He's like,
we saw flashes of it when he was at the bonfire, but yes, you're right.
But we also
with teeth and all of that at the bonfire.
Well, he was like, delicious.
So, but we also see another bitch vamp out. Who's the bitch? So when the boys go back up to Sam's room.
Oh yeah. Wait, why did he not have any speaking lines when he was regular? He only had speaking lines when he became a vampire.
He's 8. They just found this little dirty little kid off the street and like, hey.
Oh my god.
Why didn't nobody recognize him? Because there's a part where rewind, where Mike is drinking the milk. Laddie is on that carton. Have you seen this kid?
Yeah.
And he's been in that fair 150 times and nobody has seen him?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't get why.
We see that David's not the head vampire. Who could it be? It's Max. So Max and Lucy get home, and Michael is hiding because he doesn't want anybody to see that he's vamped out. Lucy's over here vamped out. Laddie over here vamped out. They're like, what can we do? And Max is like, well, I told David to turn Michael and Sam, and it would compel you, Lucy, into just, joining and being the mother of the Lost Boys. The Lost Boys are grown. What are we doing?
I didn't know. It was a very good reveal.
This is my circle back. Why didn't Max go get the old widow Johnson to be the mother to the boys?
I hate you.
She ain't got no kids. She got no husband.
Widow Johnson, she might not. She wasn't. Remember, Max was drawn to Lucy's like kind nature.
Why couldn't Lucy be the mother then? Why couldn't Lucy be the mother figure? Not Lucy. I'm sorry. Star.
Widow Johnson. Oh, Star.
Probably because she didn't turn, and she's probably. I mean, she's their age. I feel like that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
but I understand you saying, she didn't turn. They can make her turn.
Let's say he's a respectful man and he don't want to date a girl that young because it would be predatory.
Max believes in consent. Let's roll with it.
Yeah. So he's like, hey,
2 things.
You shouldn't have invited me in this motherfucker.
You're powerless. Now we got a little bit of plot armors right here. We got some plot holes that need to be addressed.
Okay, we're waiting.
Max. He goes into the house earlier in the movie. He's invited into the house. They are powerless at this point. Nothing works on this guy. Mm-hmm. Right? He didn't step in. The Lost Boys. Matter of fact, no. Star flew her ass up, even though she's half vampire.
Yeah, I did notice that too.
She got into the house.
And David told her, Mike said, no, Mike, she asked. Mike said, hell no.
Hell no. I'm coming in anyway. She's in the house. The Lost Boys They just go into the house. How is this possible?
I guess what it means is they're able to get in, but they can be killed at this point. That was the lore for this movie. But if they're invited in, they pretty much can't be killed.
You can't be killed. And I'm rolling with that.
Okay.
But I was just like, why is this happening? Also,
right.
When David is killed, he legitimately he looks younger. It's like when you die, if you die a clean death, you don't blow up or explode or some weird shit like that. He didn't have no stubble no more. He was just a clean shaven, young looking boy.
Yeah, probably because it was a reshoot. It was a reshoot.
Oh wow.
Jesus. So Max powers up.
Yeah.
like the villains in Power Rangers. And he's like, "Rrr!" And so everybody they try to attack him. He knocking them off like flies.
Action. Yeah. He stuck his tongue out.
Pierre knows all about that.
I don't know anything about that.
A little gazebo tongue. He did that.
You're a
gazebo tongue sounds like a villain, horror movie villain, or like a superhero villain.
That's his villain arc right there.
So he grabs Sam and he's about to Shanghai him. What? I don't know why.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I heard it on Peter Pan. So he's about to Shanghai him. And you hear and it's Grandpa. And Grandpa busts through his own home with the stakes on the hood of the car. And they magically go through Max's heart.
Best character of the movie.
Do we see how far the fence was from the house? How did that stake stay just like this the whole time?
Maybe he has some more and he just put the wood
Let it go.
on the
All
car.
right, so Max is dead. Michael, Star, and Laddie revert back to normal. Everybody's happy. We good. And then Grandpa goes, the one thing about living in Santa Carla I can never stomach. All the damn vampires. So Grandpa knew but never told anybody?
The whole time. Absolutely. And the movie ends.
Take a sip of that root beer. End credits.
The whole time. The whole time.
That's why he was looking at Max all crazy. I'm like, hey, daughter, that's a fucking vampire. Like
he gave zero fucks.
He knew.
He was trying to get his rocks off the whole movie. He did not care.
Widow Johnson was giving it up. Yeah.
That's The Lost Boys. 1987 is The Lost Boys. I'm gonna go ahead and rank it. I enjoyed this movie. A couple of plot holes, but I mean, hey, what movie doesn't have plot holes?
Yeah. 87. Let's go.
Well, besides Clue. So I'm gonna give this.
I hate you.
8.5. We had a Blackish woman working in the comic book store. She didn't have any lines. She was a very popular actor in the 80s. I cannot remember her name. But yeah. 8.5. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a pain to watch. The characters were great. We had good development. Most of them were attractive. The grandpa was a hoot. Yeah. I would have loved this if I watched it in 1987, but I'm pretty sure I was much older before I watched this movie. But I would have loved it. I could see why it was such a big hit. I could see why it garnered sequels. But the sequels weren't all that. But yes, I definitely see the appeal of the Lost Boys. As a matter of fact, they're still going to. I did hate one thing. The other frog brother wasn't as popular as the two Coreys, and that was very unfortunate for him. But he's still going to Comic-Cons and stuff, and he's still signing autographs and everything. I think that's great for him. Here,
I'll give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5.
You don't want to expound on that?
Yeah,
it was cool for what it was. It's just because I do watch vampire movies, I would never rank it at like the top of my vampire movies. So that would be why. That's just the main reason as far as vampire movies go. And with so 7.5.
For me, 10 out of 10. Absolute cinema.
Okay, you've given 10s since since you've been on the podcast.
I have not.
10s across the board.
I have not. I've given.
No, he has not.
I have been really partial when it comes to my scoring.
Big liquor.
10 out of 10. Absolute fucking cinema. 87. I mean, this movie still holds up to this day. To this day.
Agree.
You feel me? I would put this in the horror comedy genre. So, I think for what, Fright Night, stuff like that. This is on fire. The lore here is perfect. I mean, the telepathy is just a little bit out there, but it works in this movie. But as
And it
far
was
as like,
also pretty different. Like they didn't
yeah,
really rely on, oh, I gotta bite you in the neck to turn you into a vampire. So I like that
exactly.
element too.
Yeah. Might be probably one of the first instances where I did see the whole like, oh, in order to turn, you also have to like drink my blood or whatever. I thought the acting was great. I mean, all of the characters had like a little bit of charm to them. Corey Haim, he was phenomenal. I feel like he was in a movie called Lucas before this. But this is the one I think that just elevated him into stardom. Feldman, he was already super popular by then. But again, that duo, that pairing, this just like turned into something else. It's funny. It's actually like legit laugh out loud funny too. So I'm like, I'm not mad at this. But yeah, 10 out of 10. The music, the looks, everybody's just sexy and cool for the time. They did their thing.
They did their big one. Well, all right, everybody, that will do it for 1987's The Lost Boys. Please be sure to join us next week when we review Thanksgiving. 'Tis the season. We got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, lamb, ram. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Where did you hide it, Dan?